All right. All right. So the way it's going to work is I'm going to share my screen and go over the things. I have two worksheets for you that I'll be putting the links into chat. And then for the follow-up, I'll also send them to you in case you didn't get them through the chat. Um, One of them will be a kind of like, okay, I like to fill in the blanks. And the other's a checklist. Okay, I like to mark things off as I do them. I didn't know which way, because it depends on my mood, how I prefer to work as well. Sometimes I like, oh, let me just fill in the blanks. I don't want to think about this too much. And then sometimes I want to have a checklist and go done, 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 done. Ooh, yeah, okay, I need to work on that. Done, 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 done. Okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. Uh, Everybody can see it, I'm pretty sure. If you want to turn off your camera so that you don't show up in the recording, that would be great. And then when we do the Q&A, you can turn yourselves back on again. All right, so today it's going to be 60 minutes, and we're going to go over a press kit. And it's live, and it'll give you time to actually like work on your own press kit if you want to. Okay, I am Sara Reyes. I am the founder and chief worker at freshfiction.com, Fresh Fiction, and we started in 2004. So we've been around for 22 years, long time. And the reason that I talk about a press kit is that I found out in 2012, I think it was, when out of the blue, we were asked to come onto TV, the morning show, and to do a talk on 50 Shades of Grey. And it was like out of the blue. Um, and it was like, just send us your press kit. And we had to scramble to put together a press kit because it's not, we had been in business at that point for 8 years and never had a true press kit because we didn't think we needed one. I'll be honest with you. But fortunately, my daughter, who was going to be the face of Fresh Fiction, also had been working for film festivals and things like that. So she knew what a press kit was and how to and what needed to go into it. So instead of having something really fast, ready to go, we spent a couple of hours pulling together all of the information that they wanted. And we got on television and was on television weekly and sometimes more than once a week for the next 10 years. So that's pretty cool. And the thing is that I don't want any of you to ever be in that position of being asked to do something and not having the material that they needed ready to go. So what we're going to do is go over this hour is going to be what is a press kit, why you need a press kit, what's in a press kit, that means the elements to include into it, how often do you need to update it, is it like one and done, and where this press kit should live. Plus, I'm going to give you a downloadable checklist that you can have today so that from now on, you'll have the material that you'll need. Okay? Now, why does everybody need a press kit? Well, you do because there's people visiting you. You never know. You never know when people need information about you and want to consider you for something. So this could be if a journalist or somebody who wants to talk about you in a newspaper, on television, on some kind of interview thing, on a podcast, on even going to an event, going to, and this could be everything from a small library event to a school, if you're, if you are writing young adult or something like that, to a big book signing. The organizers, good professional organizers, want to know who exactly you are. And all of these people who are dealing with this are working on a very tight schedule. And the more information you can give them, the more reason they'll pick you and the more reason they'll make you really shine. And that's the whole thing. And you don't want this to be a back and forth. You don't want to send emails. You don't want emails or calls to be lost. You want to have the information ready to go. Snap, snap. Okay. Now, if your website doesn't have all of the basics of this in one spot, because people are busy, they're going to move on to the next person. You know, there's a lot of authors out there. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it's true. And there's a lot of authors in your genre out there. I hate to tell you this, but it's true. Um, and so having it ready, having it on your website makes them pick you. So who exactly are looking? As I went over it, it's anybody who's a media contact in an event, even bookstores, event organizers, libraries, and other authors that want to recommend you. There's a visibility gap between you and your readers because you have a fan base, but outside of the fan base, does anybody know who you really are? And having a press kit, this actually does help jump that gap. And so the bottom line really truly is that this is something that you need to have. It's going to work for you around the clock. You don't need a publicist to do it. You can do this yourself. So there's some basic things that go into a press kit. You need to have a bio and a headshot. Yes, not a cartoon headshot, a real picture, photo headshot. The bio is in two versions, minimum. You have a short bio, which is 50 to 75 words, up to 100 at very max. And you also have a longer version, which is the 150 to 200 words. Now you can have an even longer one that could go up to 500 words, depending on, it's up to you if you have that. All right. Your image, your photograph should be high resolution. You should and well lit. So if you have dark hair, don't do it against a dark background, please. Okay. Um, Preferably is to do it against a white background. Just, you know. And it should be high resolution, well lit, showing your face. It's going to have to be 300 DPI for print. And you can use JPEG or PNG for the digital version. You should also provide one in color, one in black and white. It's more, if you can't do a black and white one, make sure for sure you do one in color because they can always, the people on the other side can always convert it to black and white. Then you also need each of your book covers and a description of your book. And it has to be a high res. It's not a thumbnail. It's not a thumbnail of your book cover. It's going to have to be at least 1,000 to 1,500 pixels wide and high. And it's got to be print ready and web ready versions. So you're going to have both versions again. And then you want to have a description with each of your book covers. Okay. You want to have a one paragraph pitch, a tagline, something like that. Plus, if it's part of a series, you want to include what the series is and an overview of the series and where it fits into the series. Then if you have any praise, reviews, accolades, this is you have your review pull quotes, not the whole review, just the pull quote from it. You also want to include comp titles and so that people can see where you fit into the whole thing. So if your books are like romantic suspense that are on the line of the Nora Roberts books, include that. That would be your comp. If you've gotten any awards for the books, if it's hit any bestseller lists at all, if there's any notable characteristic in it, I would also include a location where the book is set. And this could either go in the praise part or it could go into the book covers description part, but you should have that because people do look for, especially event people, like for the book fairs and stuff, they look for local authors. Libraries do the same thing. You also want to have a section with interview topics. These are things you're willing to talk about or that are angles that your book would fit into or you as a person, a professional would fit into. You want to make it easy for the host to see where you would fit into their conversations, into the uh, entertainment that they are providing. And then you also want to have contact information. You want to have an email, you want to have your social media handles and your website. Even though this lives on your website, you want to put that into the press release page as well. And if possible, a phone number, especially a text number if you can handle it. Now, if you feel unhappy about putting your regular phone number out there, then go ahead and get one of the Google phone numbers, or there's a lot of them out there that you can get where it would just forward to you and it's really not your phone number. Okay, and it's usually free. So once you've got all this information together, the problem is that we want to avoid is that you can't put it together once and just forget it. Unfortunately, that doesn't work. And we will fix this. So right now, I'm going to put into the chat the link for the checklist. Sorry, guys. There you go. And you can download that. It's a PDF. And we'll go back to our presentation. All right, so now everything that's on the checklist is what we're going to cover in the next section. And it's going to include notes on the format, like how you save it and things, and file naming, because there's some really important things there. And then also the update triggers, like when do you need to update it? And how do you, go about doing that? And then where it should live and how you can share it with everybody. So every item is going to be covered in this checklist. Did I go too fast? No, I went slow. All right. First section is how often do you update it? Well, every time you have a new book out. That makes sense, doesn't it? And it should be a full refresh. So you have the new cover, you update your bio, you add the new book description, any new blurbs, any early reviews, um, anything of that point. If you have an award or a recognition anytime along the way, even for a back book, you want to immediately go and update your press kit and add it. Don't wait for a full cycle. Do it. That's like if you get an award or recognition, which means a listing, like if you're on a bestseller list or something like that, you want to go immediately in and update your press kit. Now, when you do a new headshot, you want to swap it out right away because this is true, an outdated photo undermines your credibility. And this is all about being authentic and credible. If you have come across a new talking topic, this is a great time to go back and add it to your press kit. And there, I'll show you the sections where you would add, oh, I could talk about this especially if it is something that is of current value, of current talking, of cultural things that are going on. If you're like, for example, if you're writing a Regency historical, if you have a Regency historical, even in your backlist, then the end of the Bridgerton series that's on Netflix, like you had an opportunity every time they were releasing a episode to go ahead and include the talking point that you could talk about something like that in your topics. And minimally make this part of your yearly things that you review. Like you should be reviewing your press kit like every January. And just do it. Just go and look at it. Make sure that you haven't missed anything. Once you get your press kit done, keeping it current really is a low effort maintenance, and it keeps big opportunities coming. All right, so you can quickly do a 15-minute annual audit, which is this repeatable process that it keeps you fresh without, a lot of work on your part. All you do is you open the kit, you run through the checklist, which is I provided you the link in chat, You flag anything that's stale so that you go back and work on it, and then you update it. Done. It really isn't that hard once you put it together. It's the putting together first that is sometimes seems the most overwhelming. I would put this on a calendar to do it like every January, or if Januaries are bad for you, pick the middle of the year or something like that. Every one of us is individual and has like, what is our schedule? Now, the next thing is that where does your press kit live? It's going to be in 3 different places if you want to be fully professional about this. First of all, you should have a dedicated website page, which is clearly marked. Don't hide it. Clearly marked. And you should use it, and the marking it is like press, media kit for the media, versus if you do it on the about me. Okay, that's the worst, or contact. But better to be clear and just say press, media kit, etc. You want to link it in your footer and your header, which header is like your navigation. You want to make the files, the downloadable files, to do it directly. Do not make people ask you to send it to them. All right. Make it so it's easy to do it on WordPress, any kind of wherever you can put files there where you click and you download it. Okay. You don't have to put the whole file like very, very visible, but there's ways of doing this. And if you don't know how to do it, your web person can do it for you. You would have a thumbnail and they click on the thumbnail and it opens and it is downloadable. All right. You also want to have this as a downloadable zip file or a PDF. This is a single where, like, if you have all of these files in a folder on your hard disk or in the cloud somewhere, you want to make you want to zip it into a single file so that you can just send that zip file when somebody decides that they need more information than what they could get off your website, so that you could just send it to them, right? And you want to make sure that you use a good naming sequence for your files. So make sure that instead of like your picture, like you did it on your phone and it's got IMG underscore big number with .jpg, you want to say your author name and then an underscore. Do not use spaces, because you cannot use spaces when you're sharing files, or some people can't use spaces. So an underscore or a dash works fine, but put your name, put what it is, put what type it is the high res or the low res, like is it just a digital .jpg? And this will save you. And the reason you do this is because the person on the other side, if they get a bunch of files on that they've downloaded and they all say IMG, then chances are you're going to get lost, and you don't want to get lost. You've done all of this work. You don't want it to get lost. Okay. So naming your files, especially your picture files, naming, and that includes your book covers, naming them in such a way that a person can just say from whatever the file name is, what is the content of this file is great. And I also would say, if the image that you've done, if it's your photo image and it's copyrighted by somebody, you can include that into the file name. I get those all the time, and I really appreciate that. So it'd be like author name underscore headshot underscore C, and then high life photography .jpg. Okay, because then I understand this is a copyrighted file. That's just like a little hint. Then you also want to put, because we all have hard drives that sometimes get corrupted or we don't back up. Oh my God, I know it's terrible, but it happens. So you want to also put all of your information in a cloud folder. So you can use Google Drive for free if you've got big enough space, or Dropbox if that's what you would prefer, if you pay for it. And what you can then do is have a shareable link to either the Dropbox, the Google Drive. Other ones out there are Box, a OneDrive, that you can have, that you can give people a shareable link. and that always make sure that it has the latest version. And so the good thing about this is it does eliminate email attachment sizes, and for people uh who don't want to, who are okay downloading something, like they are okay with the link. And it's also great for you because what you can do at this point is keep that information. Everything is all updated. And you don't have to tell everybody, oh, I just updated the file, because if they just go in and get it, pull it, now it's all new. So here's the reasons that you're doing it. The why is that it's a reader acquisition tool. It's always on. It also puts you out there. It helps with your visibility. It helps with your discoverability. What exactly is it? Well, it's really easy. It's a bio, it's a headshot, it's covers, it's blurbs, it's topics, and it's contact information. In other words, it's like the condensed version of what your website should be. And how often should you update it, or at least look at it, is that you should do it annual, number one. And then anytime anything important changes on it, you want to go through and update it. And where does it live? It lives in three places. It lives on your website, it lives in a zipped file, and it also lives in a cloud folder. So when we're all done here, what I'd like you to do is open either a Google Doc or a Word doc and start your author bio. It's one well-placed media feature or a podcast interview can bring you more readers than months and months of social media posting. Okay, and before I go, I want to show you some examples of press kits. And I went and picked a few. Let's see. We're going to start at here's somebody. She called it Media Room. And it's got two things on it. That's it. Doesn't say anything about here. It's not a PDF download. It's just kind of there. Nothing about the book. It's just pictures. All right, so here's somebody who's a bit more famous, Sandra Brown. And hers is under Bio Media Kit. And it has the information like, here's her photo, and you click on it to get the high res. And she has a downloadable PDF and DocX, which is, like, I think it's like the Google version of Doc. But I'm going to be honest with you, it's 4 years old, because that's really an old picture. And if we look at this, this is the book she's including on it out of nowhere. Well, right now she's got 2 books, and she's a 1 book a year author. She's got 2 books that are already out that are not even on this media page, except as now available on the side, read more, but not downloadable, the cover or anything else. Also, it doesn't describe what the book is. It's kind of like, I need more information. You're making me dig. The whole point of this is you're making me dig. And there's no like contact information. I would have to go down and the footer and start digging around. Okay, so that was there. Now here's one which I like. She's getting it there. Okay, it's Julia Quinn. It's a media kit. It's on her navigation to do the media kit. Let me see, where did I find this? Forgot where I found this. I had to dig for this. Oh yeah, if you're a journalist looking for more information, visit her media kit. It's not on the top thing. It should be on the top thing. And then we have to dig even for, like, you can get the downloadable photos. She gives you lots of different photos, which are cool, different versions of them. Then she also has all of her professional contacts. Great. She includes career highlights. This is just more information about this, and fast facts, which is that. But then she also has these broken up so that you can kind of click through all of these to get there. But it lives on a single page, and that is also good. Then here's Eloisa James. Hers is, you can't find it up here. This is her nav. If I look at her footer, I'm like, okay, media kit. So hers is in her footer. So I'm going to her media kit page. Here it is. Again, fast facts, career highlights, recent press, downloadable photos, publicity, other contacts. Has her short bio, adds a little bit more to it. Again, fast facts. Here's how to get a hold of the people she wants you to contact and not her. Career highlights. And then here's examples of how she's been on press. And then the downloadable photos. And let's see, did I do another one? Okay, now let's say that you've got all this information, but somebody asks you wants to put you on a podcast. Here is an example, a template that you could actually get from this Jen Gould, and she's a coach on getting on podcasts, and it works. Is that here's the short bio, and this is a one-page PDF that you would just attach to an email and send. And what's great about this is that has the credibility, which is where she's been on podcasts or where she's had been interviewed. She has the short bio. She has a thumbnail of her cover of her image. And then she also has here suggested topics and interview questions. And then at the bottom, she has all of the ways you can get in contact with her. And that's what she had pulled. This is what a PDF is for trying to get onto a podcast. And you would build this from your press kit because you have all of the information in one place, and you could very quickly put this together. And this is put together in Canva. So if you don't, you can actually get this for free, this template from her. And also in Canva, there's lots of templates for media kits and press, the one-pagers. And you could put it, all you have to do is take it from the information you have in your folder and, slap in the cover, slap in your short bio, your signature topics, and your suggested interview questions, like what you want to do the interviews about. Then I also wanted to show you how publicists use this. This is how I get these. I get at least 10 to 20 every single day. Here is an example. This is a big one. This is a Louise Penny. It's coming from Minotaur Books. This is like she's just trying to get a review or interviews thing. So it's here's like a personal letter, which just is like the synopsis and covering why I would want what this book is about, what the author is about, and why I would want to interview her. And then it goes into, I get a cover or, a photo, publicity photo, and then the information again, and the contact information. And then what she's included here is a lot of articles that have already been written about her over the years. And she has permission to do that, to share these with me. There's a lot of them. But here's a shorter one, also from Sarah Melnick, of a PDF that's put together as a press release from the material that you would have in your media kit. Again, the contact information is at the top. Then the headline in this case, it's praise, because this is the important part here. It has a book cover. It has what the book is about, which is not the back cover copy, but it's just like written out when it's available, that kind of thing. And then it's just more information about how to buy the book. And then also includes praise in the past for that. Sometimes it also can include interview questions and things like this. This really helps me because as a person considering to review, so like if you're sending this to an influencer, it shows who the other people are. It shows you where you fit in the whole business of like doing influence and doing reviews. Yeah. And that is it. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm open now for questions. Does anybody have any questions about this?
Sarah, I do. Um,
Okay.
okay, so I'm here. Hi,
Hi.
Leah.
Yay.
Hi, everybody. Hi, so okay, so what pr process if I wanted to do a media kit so it stands on its own,
Right.
it's offline or it's in another place where I just have a link on my media kit page to everything. What program would you recommend that I post this kit to? Is that a good question? Is that a good question?
It's a good question. I'm
Thank
just a
you.
little confused. Okay.
Okay.
So you're okay.
So instead of having it updated all the time on my website, what a
Right.
drag. I can easily update it from my computer, add the new books, add the high res, add whatever I need to instead of sending it to the person that handles my website. So I would like to have more control over the updating of it and for making sure. So on my website, you had there that here's a link.
Yeah.
I'm questioning if, from your experience, have you come across any links or any
Yeah.
places where that's a good place to do a media kit? Or should we go into this business and start an app for that?
And start a what?
An app for that.
Yeah, we should start an app for that. I would put it depending on how much material you have. For you, Kathy, I would put it in either Google Drive or Dropbox. Okay, because the reason for this is that you're going to have a bunch of different files that people
Mhm.
need. And the only thing you would have to change on your website itself would be like a very general, um, sort of like the Julia Quinn, where it has here's link for the bio, link for that, and it's going to go into your folder so that you can change the folder and you're not really touching your website.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the folder you would have bio,
Yeah.
publicity photo one, publicity photo in the woods, publicity photo in dressed in
Out of the woods.
costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of the woods in costume, whatever. So you would like label them so they're easy to. So somebody's looking, they're looking then at a list of files, and they can easily see, oh, that's her bio. Oh, there she's in the woods. Oh, she's in costume. I'm doing a thing on a historical conference. I want her to come talk to it. So I want to see her in costume. Not that you would actually talk in costume, but we're going with the flow of that,
You
right?
pay me enough. You'd be surprised what I'd show up in.
No.
Yeah. See? Yes.
And you would be surprised at who do these things that they need guests for. And it's how are they finding the guests? And you're
Mhm.
providing them all this information and they're like, oh yes, I definitely want Catherine Maxwell.
Yeah. So yeah, and I want control of
Yes.
updating it.
Yes, because it's either you control the Dropbox or you control the Google Drive. And always make these as share, not editable. So you are the only person who can edit them. Then what you can do and put inside of that is that if you get an interview somewhere, or if you have if somebody talks really nice about you on a TikTok, you can actually get the link to that or download the video because it lets you do that and put it into your press kit. So nobody has to go looking for it and you have it all. You're just it's like here's a banquet and here's all the dishes and I'm providing it for you with a single link.
Right.
And then what you can do is, and one thing I didn't mention before because I was talking really fast as I usually do, is that you could provide a link to this kit in your signature line on all your emails.
Yes. along with all the other stuff. Yep. Okay. No, these are all great ideas. These are very good ideas,
Well,
Sarah.
yeah, I mean, all you're doing for that is just say media kit, and
Mhm.
the and media kit, those words are linked,
Mhm.
to your thing.
Right.
You don't have to say, you don't have to explain it. The people who are receiving it on the other end are smart enough to figure out, oh, I could click on this and it'll take me somewhere.
And it doesn't hurt to have everybody and their mother look at my media kit. It's a
No, it
good
doesn't.
thing. It's a good
It's a
thing.
good thing.
Yes. Because because the pictures are posed. So
That's right. And usually, photo, whatever it's called, they're brushed.
yes.
They've got the best
Yes.
filters on that you're going to
Yes.
believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
pushed up. Yes.
Yes. Yes. You in the woods look really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
So I've got a question about, so if you have everything in one zip drive, let's say, or a Dropbox, then
Mhm.
when somebody goes to that tab on your website,
Yeah.
you're going to have this link. But other than that, like, do you have all these other pieces ready to see on the website as well? So there's your bio and your, like, sort of, you're duplicating it, but one is a quick link and the other is ready to see live.
Yes. Yes. If
Okay.
you're not like Catherine or Kathy, who does not want to give it to her web person, you should
Mhm.
also have it on your website so they can just copy and paste it
Right.
or
And I
pull it
love my
down.
web person, just for the record, but it costs money for 40 books for her to spend her time putting up 40 books that are already on the website. It would be a lot easier if I could control it.
Yeah. But you don't want to be like the one person, the first one that I showed you, who's a brand new author who just has her picture and the book cover, and that was it. It was like, now, what is this telling me? It's not really telling me anything. You want to go along with like the Julia Quinn kind of thing where it's got like fast facts and it's got like all the basic information. And if you were to look closely at the fast facts and stuff, you would see that they go on for 20 years. So it's like, how relevant is that? I don't know, because the world changes. And sometimes if you don't put a recent thing on there, then it also ages you. So
Is that a bad thing to be aged? I'm asking
yeah,
for a friend. So,
yeah.
I mean, is it?
No, it shows that you have longevity, but also if you don't have anything recent,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't have anything in this year up there, that is bad. That means you're not active.
Well, so like in my bio, I'll say, I've been writing for 30 years. And over the 30 years, blah, blah, blah. Um, but maybe I don't. Maybe I should tell them I've
No,
been
no,
writing
no.
for
That
3
is
years.
good. And that's a
3 years.
different thing. What I'm talking about is if you have like samples of when you have been on some kind of an event, like you have an example, like you're going out and doing an event or something like that. Even if you don't go in person, if you do the virtual events, if you list that shows that you're active. It's showing, is this person active versus this person is retired or dead?
Well, I don't want to show that.
No, you don't want to show
No, I
that.
don't want to show that. No.
No. No, and it's just what you're trying to do is provide as much information for a media person, and that can be anybody. It could be a blogger, it could be an influencer, it could be a podcast, like if you want to get on the podcast things. But the way I look at it, like the one sheet is your resume, and the what's on your website is sort of like here's the background information that has that. So
Is it okay to do the one sheet like the resume, but then the link to the media kit
yes.
that's in the Dropbox with all
Yeah.
those covers and all the other that
Right.
if you want to
Because
get if you'd like to get in the weeds, click this. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to you want to have, okay, so the one sheet is like, okay, here's a fast look at it, because you're not going to give them on a one sheet. You do not want to give them, here's, here's your publicity photo, here's the book covers, because it's not enough, there's not enough room. And a PDF is really, really bad at, from a creator point of view of taking that information and putting it somewhere else. You want to have the JPEGs, you want to have the doc file, or whatever for the bio. Oh, and for heaven's sake, always have your bio in third person. Do not put I.
Okay.
That's a standard thing.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then you can update your bio every time, and you don't have to worry about it being on your website. Because that's another thing that ages the website is that if you go, and I'm looking forward to my book coming out of spring 2024. Well, it's spring 2026. Does that mean there were no more books in between there? No, it just means that she didn't pay to have her website updated. But the person who's looking at it is not going to know that. So I wouldn't put in my bio, I would definitely not put what is the latest book unless you are going to go in there all the time and keep it updated. Oh, I guess what I wanted to say is the one sheets are a little bit different. Like if you're pitching to a podcast or pitching to be on television, you're going to have different information on it than if you're pitching because you want your book reviewed or you want your book covered in by an influencer on Book Talk or Bookstagram, because they're actually looking for different information.
Okay. What about hairstyles on press photos? If you change your hairstyle, like I cut my hair,
Yeah.
if you change your hairstyle, do we need to have updated press photos? I mean, I've literally gone to pick up authors from the airport and they walked right by me because I didn't recognize them because their press photo was so old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how current does a press photo have to be?
Okay.
Because I'll
As
tell you,
a
I used to
re
do it
as a,
every 2 to 3 years. And Avon said to me, we haven't started using the ones you sent us 3 years ago. So what are you doing? So yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I did.
no. That it's fine that you interrupt. You made me actually think about this because I'm thinking about this as a reader, and a reader wants to see you as you really are. And if you're going on TV or something, yeah, it has to be, I would do it merely because you control them, but your publisher is a whole different kettle of fish than what you are or what you control on your website.
Right.
What you're sending out there. And there's nothing, I love the conversations that readers have when, yes, I met this author, they looked nothing like their photo. I think if you change your hair color, yeah, we need new photos. But I was just considering the haircut. Because some of you are like lucky, like Kathy, who their hair grows really fast. And so, they can get by with they can't get by with having the long and the short and the long. And then there's some of us who we look the same year after year after year after year. But definitely hair color change for sure. You
Okay.
need to have updated photos. They need to be out there.
Okay.
Yeah. That was interesting thing on the Julia Quinn that I was looking at and the photos that she showed. I went, wait a minute, that doesn't even look like the same person from 5 years ago as what she is now.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I think Julie's one of those people that she just doesn't age.
I disagree, but okay.
Okay.
I have a question about
Uh-huh.
books that are from way back. I don't have as many as like Kathy, but I've got Harlequins that are no longer available and that I have the rights back. Do I include those in the press kit? Even though,
When you publish them again, yes.
oh, that means I have to.
Yeah, because that
Well,
could
I mean,
get to be fun, Leah. That could get to be really fun.
that's part of your that's part of who you are, and you want to sell them, right? I mean, you got the rights back and you're republishing them. Don't you want to sell
Who says I'm republishing them? I haven't, yeah, no. As I run screaming from the room, but it may, all right, eventually. So yes, I do include those, even though they're,
Oh, okay. So you're saying, no, I would not put those in my press kit, but they should be on your website as no longer in print. And
right,
that's the terminology that you would use. But they don't have to be in your press kit until you publish it, because now it's a new entity.
okay. That was my question, because I've
Yes.
got like 4 or 5 old Harlequin Americans that I have the rights back to, so nobody can go get them, is, you know,
No, they're still for sale on at used bookstores. I'm sorry
oh,
to tell you
sure.
this, and probably still for sale on Amazon. So I hate to tell you this, and people still
And
get their hands on them.
I get zero
And
royalty for them.
readers who are, okay, I'm a reader. You got to understand this. If I fall in love with an author and I have the money to do it, I am going to find old books that are no longer in print. And I want to know about them because
Yeah.
I'm now in love with the author and I want everything that they've done. And
And
yes,
actually,
I have spent up to $500 for a book that's out of print. $500
I,
is my
I,
limit.
I just met a gal at a signing, and she said she had all of my books, but she couldn't find 2 of the old Americans. And I went and dug them out and sent them to her because, you know, I don't get many of those types of readers. So I was super happy about it. But I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. But my question is, you don't include it in the press kit.
No, because because your press kit is who you're selling it to is to somebody who is going to promote you in some way. That's what your
Right,
press kit is doing.
right,
So you don't want to handicap yourself by saying, "Oh, and by the way, I've got these books, but you can't buy them
right,
easily."
right.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. So, okay, I want to put into chat. Let me do this really fast. Here is this is I did it it's a docs a file that you can use to template your stuff. So it's just like, it just starts at the top, like here's bio 1, bio 2, and kind of gives you the thing so that you can write it on this page and then take it from here, take it from their Word doc and go and put it in the different things. So it's like more of the components that you really need. It's more like it's the more of the weeds, just so to speak. Um, and what I have said in the past is that you do need a book marketing kit for every one of your books. And so if you combine, I know, Kathy, I know. So if you could, so how about if we say for those that are available to sell, to buy? So, because the thing is that you never know when somebody is going to call on you and say, "Hey, I saw you had this book out and I wanted to feature it on Bookstagram because I'm doing a roundup of books that had an alcoholic heroine." Now, could you get all of your hands on all of the information that you would need about that book, Kathy, really fast and send it to the person?
Not in 30, no, not in 3 minutes, maybe in 3 days. That's not fast.
And then you lost the opportunity to be featured in the story that Recalma reporter is doing
Mhm.
on books that have alcoholic heroines.
Yeah.
So if you have a bookmark, and you could put this on your Google
But
Drive,
this is like a part-time job now.
but see, once you have a book and you do it,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to go back and revisit it. You know where all the information is because the book itself is, unless of course you've republished it and then it's a new book, um, it's there, and you just have to go and you just go, oh yeah, I've got that. There you go. Here's an excerpt. Here's what the description is. Here's the book cover. Here's where you can still buy it. Done. And then here's my bio, which is current. It was not the bio of when that book was created. It is the bio of you now.
Mm-hmm. So that bio has to be taken and updated on all of those little media pages, right?
Well, the thing is if you do it like you did, Kathy, if you have one bio and it actually fits to many different books,
Yeah,
and on the book side, you have one description of the book, one tagline, all of the reviews are for that book.
right.
And so it's like two different kinds of things. But then when somebody is asking for a thing, you have your hands on, you're going to be putting them together very quickly because you have all the material without looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Must have the dumbs because I can't get these links that you put in the chat to open. Is it just me?
I don't know.
I could get it. I could get mine open, Leah.
Hmm.
Can you
I
can you
will.
copy it and paste it?
I'm trying. It won't. It's got to just be my internet. Are you going to send those to us, Sarah?
Yes, I am going. I'm going to
Okay.
send those to you.
Okay, then I will stop worrying about it.
Yeah.
And it'll be on the video, won't it? Are we
Yes.
we're recording
Well,
this?
there'll be links on the video, but I will go ahead and send it to you afterwards because I wasn't sure. And I also did one in Doc, so you can edit it yourself. And the PDF is, although these days any browser lets you edit PDFs without having to get Adobe. It's the way of the world. But it's just, I hate that I was caught flat-footed and yeah, we had to drop everything for a whole day to pull all the information together to do that. And I didn't know, I thought it was a one-off deal that Gwen was going to be on TV. I did not know that this would turn into, 10 years of weekly and doing that. So that was an opportunity that I would have missed if I had said, oh, I don't have time to do that. I don't have a press kit. I don't know what you're talking about. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know. You never know when opportunity is knocking on your door where it's going to take you to. And so if you can be ready for it, that's great. But I really liked your question, Kathy, about where can I put this so I can do all the updates there so I can have the control. And then how do I link it to all of the different things? That's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah. So not too overwhelming or very overwhelming or, oh God, no, I'm not going to do this.
Just something else that goes on the list. Yeah. Just something else. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I just put
But
my first book together in vellum. And that is cool. That is so cool. That was a lot of fun.
oh, good.
Yeah. So this will be fun too.
Yeah. And I mean, once you put it together and you have it there and people can find it and they're happy. But definitely things to remember is put your contact information on that page, even though like I know I've had people say, but if they're on my website, so they know what my website URL is. I'm like, yeah, but maybe they've printed it and handed it to somebody. So so write it out, kathymaxwell.com. And put your information. And there's so many ways of hiding your contact information if you feel that you don't want them to know exactly where you live, kind of thing, that you can, and your phone number and that kind of stuff that you can get, you know, for free or for very inexpensively. You can get things that kind of mask that. So I would encourage that. And I'm saying this because of that email that Kathy sent, that somebody wrote that said, I don't want to do a newsletter because I don't want anybody to know what my address is. I actually hit the keyboard with my head when I read that. I mean, of all of the excuses not to do a newsletter, that one is way up there.
But I think writers are introverts. Even the extroverted writers are secret introverts. And therefore, you know, we don't want to go out. We don't want to see anybody. We don't want anybody to see us. I like the fact that I walk down the street and nobody yells Taylor Swift. No, you know, it's nothing like that with being a writer. And it's so I think that's one of the reasons that it's helpful for what you're doing is because you're moving us out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kathy, what about Linktree? Could you put a link on Linktree with your press information?
I don't know because I know nothing about Linktree.
It's nice because it's almost like a mini website.
I love
and,
that.
And you can put the link in your, like say your Instagram bio, and they can go to that one link and it shows your book. It shows your little bio. It has all these little tabs. It's very easy to navigate. So Linktree might be a place to park that. And you have total control over that.
Right. I like that. I like that idea. Do
Yeah,
you have
and I
any
would
thoughts
put,
on that, Sarah, or what?
yeah, I think you should put your Media Kit link on your Linktree if you use Linktree. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, I'll have a good time. More
Yeah.
stuff to learn.
But if you at least do your basic one where you have your just who you are
Yeah.
kind of thing, and even your book list and your latest book, okay, I'll be happy with that because that means that's all you're focusing on. I know that if you have more than one book, so for your future ones, then I would do a book kit for each of my books, and I would have it somewhere where I could easily find it.
Well, see, it's all seems so redundant because that's why I have a website because it has all my stuff on it. And now you're telling me I have to have my website, and in my website, I have to have another thing. And then there's going to have to be another thing inside the thing. And it's just like, you know, and it's true. It's true. It should be easy for anybody who wants to look anywhere to find it. I mean, you're exactly right.
Well, I mean, it would be really great if there was one place that you got your book reviewed and that would go and sell thousands and thousands of all your books, so you wouldn't have to worry about being on any social media or any place else.
Oh, I love that idea.
I know, but that's not the world we live in.
No, it has.
So the whole thing is that you want to make this as easy as possible for people, because your whole point is that you want to sell books. And this is just the background to selling books and being discovered. This is more in the sense of discoverability, I think, than it is on selling books. But if they don't know who you are, you can't sell, you know?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
And then we have to write the book.
Oh, yeah, you have to write the book too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I have people coming to my house now because I'm going to be I'll be packing the fresh fiction box today.
Yay.
So this is going to be fun. We will be back to Friday. Do people like this Saturday? Would we go back, prefer? It doesn't matter. Whatever. I mean, I can figure out one weekend a month, I think.
yeah.
So just let me know. All right, and I will send you all the attachments. It'll be a PDF and a doc file, and you can enjoy it. And let me know if you have any questions.